A major constitutional face-off is unfolding in the Supreme Court of India between the Enforcement Directorate and the West Bengal state government. The West Bengal government has strongly opposed the ED's writ petition, arguing that the central agency cannot directly approach the Supreme Court under Article 32. Senior advocate Shyam Divan, appearing for the state, told the court that the ED is not a legal or juristic entity, but merely a department of the central government and therefore cannot claim violation of fundamental rights. Divan warned that allowing such petitions would be dangerous for India's federal structure. He argued that disputes between the centre and states must follow a proper constitutional route and not be brought through Article 32 by a government department. The case stems from the incident on the 8th of January this year when the ED was conducting a search at a political consultancy firm in Kolkata in connection with a coal scam probe. The agency has alleged that West Bengal state authorities, including the Chief Minister and senior police officials, obstructed the raid. The ED has sought directions for a CBI probe and FIR against those involved. It has also challenged FIRs filed by the West Bengal police against its own officers. However, the state government claims that the Enforcement Directorate has no legal standing to file such a plea and says only the union government, not an individual department, can take legal action against a state. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal, appearing for Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, also argued that the ED cannot ask the court to direct the CBI to register an FIR. The Supreme Court bench, however, raised key concerns, questioning what remedy would be available if a state allegedly obstructs a central agency. The judges noted that there should not be a vacuum in such situations. In response, the state said the Constitution does provide remedies, but they must be followed in the correct legal framework, possibly requiring intervention by the union government or even a constitution bench. Now, the case is significant as it raises larger questions about the balance of power between the centre and states and the limits of authority of central investigative agencies. Major constitutional face-off unfolding in the Supreme Court of India between the Enforcement Directorate and the West Bengal state government. We have my colleague Sabyasachi Roy joining us on the phone line with the latest. Sabyasachi, talk to us. A strong defence being put up by the West Bengal state government here. Sabyasachi.
That's right. The Supreme Court also has pulled up the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee over her alleged misconduct during an Enforcement Directorate raid and expressing clear concern about what unfolded. Now, Krishna, the case stems from a tense face-off between the central agency and the state government during the searches linked to the political consultancy firm IPAC. Now, according to the Enforcement Directorate, Mamata Banerjee and senior officials interfered with the operation, an allegation that has now reached the Supreme Court. Now, during the hearing, the Supreme Court didn't hide its discomfort, Krishna, and the judges said that they were disturbed by the situation, indicating that the events raised serious questions about how investigations are being handled when state authorities and central agencies clash. And the Enforcement Directorate has claimed that the Chief Minister went as far as entering the premises during the raid and removing documents and devices and action, it argues, could amount to interference with an ongoing probe. And the West Bengal government has pushed back, suggesting that the raid themselves were questionable and politically motivated, and the state government has said that this back and forth has only deepened the standoff between the state administration and the central investigators. And clearly, Krishna, the Supreme Court's response clearly signals something bigger than this, this one incident, and the judges clearly appeared concerned about maintaining the integrity of the investigation and ensuring that no authority, regardless of position, disrupts the due process.
Fair enough, but the question also here at this stage is that this is all unfolding after election dates have been announced, Sabyasachi, isn't it? Mamata Banerjee is taking on several central agencies, including the Election Commission of India as well. And how do you think this will rub off as far as the people of West Bengal are concerned?
See, Krishna, Mamata Banerjee herself, she appeared in the Supreme Court. And when it comes to theatrics, nobody is as better as Mamata Banerjee. And now Mamata Banerjee has sent out this message to the people of West Bengal and to the families which the Trinamool Congress alleges have been affected because of the SIR. And the message from the Trinamool Congress is that the Chief Minister of a state for the first time appeared in the Supreme Court personally during the SIR hearing. So the message is very much loud and clear from Trinamool Congress Supremo Mamata Banerjee that she's not going to back out and she's going to fight the Enforcement Directorate, where the Enforcement Directorate clearly stating that they want an FIR registered by the CBI against Mamata Banerjee as well as against senior state police officials. But as far as the Trinamool Congress is concerned, the Trinamool Congress states that the manpower is with the TMC and they are going to fight it in the Supreme Court against the misuse of the investigative agencies by the central government.
Constitutional face-off unfolding in the midst of elections, Sabyasachi. But talk to us in terms of the court proceedings per se from here on. Where is the matter headed after this?
Well, Krishna, the matter will be heard next. Now, the Supreme Court also refuses adjournment in the ED case against Mamata Banerjee's government over the IPAC raids, and the Supreme Court had commenced a hearing of the Enforcement Directorate's plea against Mamata Banerjee-led West Bengal government regarding alleging of the obstruction of its searches at the political consultancy office of the IPAC. Now, Krishna, the Supreme Court very clearly said that they are not going to, that the state of West Bengal also has sought a reference to the Constitution bench, contending that the case raises substantial questions involving the interpretation of the constituency, particularly on whether the Enforcement Directorate's plea is maintainable under Article 32 and how disputes between a centre agency and a state government should be adjudicated. Now, in this case, the counsel who was appearing from the Trinamool Congress government and the state government have argued that the union is effectively invoking Part 3 of the Constitution against the state, and even though the state's role is to guarantee fundamental rights to a citizen and exposing what he described as a structural inconsistency in the Enforcement Directorate's plea. And Krishna, the proceedings are being closely watched as they could set a precedent on the balance of power between the centre and the state, especially in matters involving investigative agency and constitutional remedies.